A new girl named Gwen goes to a motel, standing in the middle of nowhere, for the night shift. The owner of this motel needs to leave for the night, so the girl stays there all alone. And rather quickly she finds out that this is not such a harmless place as one might think. There are cockroaches and rats rustling in the corners, guests who behave strangely, and creepy ghosts in the empty rooms. Which movie comes to mind first when we're talking about a horror movie set in a hotel? Of course, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, or at the very least Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, a movie also very influential and defining for the genre as a whole. Nevertheless, Night Shift is far from these masterpieces, and in general it is much more reminiscent of the lesser-known, but also cult horror Last Shift, which, by the way, last year had a remake called Malum. Those movies were about a young policewoman who stays overnight in an empty police station, where she starts seeing all sorts of devilish things. Night Shift takes the same scheme but moves the main character in a motel. So, instead of offices and isolation rooms here we have motel rooms and utility rooms, but the backbone of the story does not change. The girl is persistently pestered by strange sounds and eerie visions. Night Shift was filmed in 2020 at the height of the coronavirus pandemic, and it seems that it was quite convenient to film. Most of the time we see only Gwen, played by Phoebe Tonkin. In the first part of the movie she is accompanied by the owner of the motel. Starting from the middle of the picture Alice appears, a young runaway who left home because of a difficult relationship with her mother. Alice informs Gwen that the motel, in which she was unfortunate enough to get a job, is famous for being haunted, and, as if it wasn't enough, Gwen begins to suspect that somewhere near the motel hides a maniac, who killed her mother and sisters a few years ago and now escaped from the asylum. Night Shift is a tight little thriller that lasts only 80 minutes and is most of all afraid of boring you. Therefore, it develops quite briskly, keeps the intrigue quite well and contains a big plot twist in the finale, which, however, experienced moviegoers will probably be able to predict. The movie was directed and written by Benjamin and Paul China, who are working under the creative pseudonym, the China Brothers. Previously they wrote quite good thriller, Sweet Virginia, and Night Shift is their debut in directing, which, by the way, brought them an award at the Mammoth Film Festival for Best Genre Film. Night Shift is by no means a masterpiece, but it's a good sampler movie to show what these two are capable of, but which simultaneously exposes their lack of big ambitions. They are not here to turn the world upside down, not, like the other famous brothers, Wachowski or Duffer, to start a new trend. These two seem to want more than anything, as one movie character said, to find their own and settle down. Well, if that's the case, here we are.